What is going on, snipers? Naeem Al-Obeidi here. Hope you're all enjoying your day. That was the LaCroix, and I am glad to be back. This is our daily cryptocurrency content and analysis for today. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, the three majors, to see where prices are headed. I know it's been about a week since we've been on these live streams. We just came back from the Futurama Blockchain Summit out in Dubai. I was there with Data Dash and some other awesome YouTubers, and it was such a great experience. And what I'll tell you right now is the market sentiment overall is extremely bullish. People are expecting institutional money to come into this market. There's a maturation of regulations occurring, and it is an extremely exciting times in the cryptocurrency sphere. And I believe we're going to be seeing some all-time highs coming into June and July. But let's first take a look at Bitcoin's technical analysis to see what's happening here. You can see we've got this little channel forming here. It's an ascending channel here with a couple impulse waves forming, with a little bit of a correction being sought out over the past couple of days. But what I'm very interested in watching here is this RSI. I'm actually noticing a very common trend here, and this is where we're finding support on the RSI right around 52. You can see every time we've found support at 52 here, we've seen some higher price levels, and Bitcoin has been known to find support along 52 and then seeing all-time highs, at least in regards to these RSI levels, going past these overbought levels. And you can see here once, twice, three times, and a possible fourth time right now, we may see this bounce once again back past these overbought levels. And I'm excited to actually take a look here. If you pull up the Fibonacci retracement on the 1 hour, you can see we actually bounced right on top of that Fibonacci retracement here. And yesterday when we saw this retracement, we were able to catch ourselves right along this ascending channel, which is exciting because understand this, in my opinion, and I think you guys would agree with me, Bitcoin has done very well at these $9,000 levels. I mean, understand that we came all the way down from around 6,000 up to 9,000 in such a short amount of time, and we've found some quite a good amount of stability at these higher price levels, and that is called accumulation. And when accumulation occurs, it pretty much means people are buying Bitcoin, and we're in a buyer's market. We're not necessarily seeing so much sellers come into the market. And I think if you look at the MACD here, let's pull up the MACD. I was actually looking at this earlier. I don't have it pulled up right now, but I definitely want to show you this. There is a very nice pennant forming here with a squeeze on the 4-hour MACD, which is also a very bullish indicator. So we'll pull this up here. You can see how this squeeze is also occurring here with the MACD, and all of this is indicating we're going to see a possible breakout very soon. So isn't that awesome? Let's go ahead and see who we have on our live audience here to see if we've got any other opinions on Bitcoin's analysis. Did any of you think we're going to see any retracement back down to 8,000 or 6,000? Mallplug says, man, credits is pumping hard. Yes, we talked about that. Mark Maxwell says, glad to see you back. And yeah, what's happening with this ZIL pump? I already told you guys about Zilliqa. This was weeks ago. We called out Zilliqa at 3 cents. Hopefully you guys had your positions. I had my position. I'm keeping my position. Understand, whenever I see a coin pump like that after knowing that it has intrinsic value, I just hold on to that coin. I don't sell it. There's no reason to sell it. I mean, at this point, I will never be at a loss for Zilliqa. I don't expect it to go back down to 3 cents. So hopefully y'all were able to catch Zilliqa as we talked about it early on in our live streams. Emmett DiCaprio said, hello. Mark Idaho said, what's up? Are you from Idaho? Or is that just your name? Eric Jenkins says, smashing the likes from Texas. Hey, man, if you're from Texas, you should be shooting them likes, man, with your guns. Hassan Shahid says, hi, Naeem. Hope all is well. Thank you. All is well. Man, I am excited after this conference. How was the conference? The conference was amazing. I mean, Brock Pierce killed it like always, talking about his vision for the future and the amount of impact he wants to make in the cryptocurrency sphere. Brock Pierce has been in this industry for such a long time. He started with League of Legends game money, it was basically a form of cryptocurrency back in the day, but in reality it was digital currency, and he transitioned into this industry, which he is now killing it. RF Dusty in the house says, Naeem, dope beard. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, man, this was a bet from a while ago from a live stream. We hit like 500 likes, and I had to grow my beard, so it is what it is. If we hit 500 likes on this one, I'll put Sniper's Tube on the bottom of the beard. How about that? I'm just kidding. Well, we might hit 500, and then I have to do it. Oh, look, now the likes go up, of course. Yal said, 120,000 by 1st, 2019. Awesome. Somebody says, should I sell credits? Faisal SY. I think if you've been able to get a good position in credits, you might as well hold on to it. I don't like to sell after coins have pumps because at the end of the day, once a coin pumps, I mean, it's probably not going to go down to the levels that you bought it at if you were able to buy at the bottom. So if it is in that manner, I mean, you're pretty lucky to have the coin at that price, and it's a good idea to hold because at that point, if the coin has intrinsic value and it goes up over time, you have a very good position locked in and you'll never be at a loss. So you know, you can always take 50% profits and leave the rest in there. Vincent says, damn, why didn't I buy Zilliqa when you mentioned it at 4 cents? Hey, you guys got to act quick. All about sense of urgency. Let's actually pull up the next technical analysis here. I want to talk about Ethereum because Ethereum's looking a little bit different. I'm not as bullish about Ethereum right now because you can see here we're over the 50-day, the 100-day, and the 200-day moving average right now. And in comparison to Bitcoin, if we were to ask ourselves, which one is a better play at this point? We'll go ahead and remove this Fibonacci retracement so you can have a better view. If you look at Bitcoin, we're still under some of these moving averages on the 1 day. So if you pull up the 1 day, you can see we're under the 200-day moving average. And I don't know if you guys remember that article earlier from, I believe it was Bloomberg, but they talked about how any asset class that sees a 75% retracement in value, like Bitcoin did from 20,000 all the way down to 6,000, is a very good time to buy that asset if it's under the 200-day moving average, right? Because the 200-day moving average is a very strong indicator of where prices should or should not be. And as you can see with Bitcoin, we are still under that 200-day moving average. Matter of fact, we found resistance alongside that 200-day moving average, not going above it. And in my opinion, it's only going to be a matter of time until we start to see Bitcoin rise right above, because you can see here you've got that 100-day moving average acting as support at this point. So now we're starting to see all of these moving averages converge together, and in my opinion, it's only a matter of time, like I said before, Bitcoin is over that 200-day moving average in comparison to a coin like Ethereum, where we're above the 100, the 200, and the 50-day moving average right now. And in my opinion, we're going to see quite a bit of retracement here, being the fact that we're also forming this rounding bottom here. If you see here, we've got this rounding bottom forming with this downward trend hitting resistance, about to form a handle, most likely going to either see support right along that 100-day or possibly even going back down to that 200 and that 50-day moving average. And I don't think it's going to be too pretty for Ethereum at that point, because you can see here as well with this RSI, we are already at these overbought levels in comparison to Bitcoin as well, where we're not at these overbought levels. We're actually maintaining these neutral levels. So in my opinion, if you were to ask me which one is a better purchase at this point, I think Bitcoin is a lot more undervalued right now in regards to the short-term 5 to 6 week aspect. So let's go ahead and pull up Ripple's TA here. Keep things a little bit simple for today's live stream here. You can see with Ripple, we're starting to retrace back down to that 50-day moving average. I think we're going to go all the way back down to that 200 like we did prior and see support. You can see we saw that once again. And another reason I would mention that is because you can see we've already broken all of these neutral levels in RSI. So at this point, we're kind of in a free fall. And last time we broke these levels like we did here, we ended up dropping all the way back down to these oversold levels. So in my opinion, we're still going to see quite a bit of retracement here. And in comparison to Bitcoin, once again, I just believe that this is the best buy right now, because understand RSI might be a little bit lower for Ripple, but look at the moving average. We're still above the moving average. So with Bitcoin, RSI is a little bit higher, but we're starting to find accumulation along these RSI levels. And not only that, we are still under that 200-day moving average. So that's kind of my hypotheses. And let's talk about some opportunities. In my opinion, whenever you see a market retrace or find accumulation along certain zones, you want to look for the coins that have had the most amount of sell-off, because understand, you want to buy in the red and sell in the green. And right now I'm looking at Cardano, Stellar, and Tron as the next possible breakouts over the next couple of days, being the fact that if you look at this chart, Cardano is down 13% in the past 7 days. Stellar down 13%. Both great projects, as well as Tron 10% down. And that's in comparison to some of these other coins like these majors that are up, and then Ripple being only 6% down, EOS only being 5% down. These three, in my opinion, are going to have huge potential in the next couple of days, if not weeks, being the fact that they've been oversold over the past 7 days. So let's take some coin requests from the audience, and we'll wrap up this baby. I wanted to just do this quick live stream. We are working so hard on our Discord platform. We've been killing it on the Discord. We're still enhancing and improving some things, but if y'all are not on the Discord, get on that Discord. Ann Flanagan says Litecoin. Let's do Ann Flanagan's request, Litecoin BTC. I don't think I've seen Ann Flanagan on the Snipers Tubes live stream. So good to have you. Michael Lindum in the house. Vincent in the house. Jesse, Cryptology, Life Size Box. That's a nice name. Johannes Crypto. Sophia Alves. Good to have you. Where were you? I missed the Snipers Tubes team. We were at a conference, the Futurama conference. Oh, man. So I met Data Dash for the first time. And what an awesome guy. Nicholas Merton. Shout out to Data Dash if y'all not following him on YouTube. He is such a great guy. I met him and his father, and we had a great conversation. And, you know, we've connected really well, actually. You know, I had a 2 or 3 hour conversation with him about the cryptocurrency market and where things are headed. And, you know, as influencers, how we want to approach this market and how we want to guide our audience, right? Because we really care about each and every one of you. We want to provide the best knowledge and the best value. So Sajwal says, I was just missing you for a long time. I miss you too. Sophia says, yeah, great news. Another kiss from Portugal. Thank you. You're making me blush. Dominic says, other than that, it's the bomb. Boris says, did you see Superman? Yes, I saw Superman. He was awesome too. We didn't have as much of a conversation like I did with Nicholas, but yeah, I did see him. Alex says, bro, don't go offline for so long. All right, we'll stay. Display says, is BTC going to dump at 11.5 thousand? That's the $1 million question. No, I don't think so. I mean, at the end of the day, if we look at Bitcoin's technical analysis like we saw earlier, we've found such good support right along that 9,000 level. And in my opinion, coming from 6,000 to 9,000 and then also finding support and accumulation at 9,000 is exactly what we saw at 8,000, right? When we hit 8,000, we stayed at 8,000 for about a week or two before we saw another breakout. So I think it's the same case here. I mean, we're at 9,000. And understand this, every analyst right now that's saying we're going to see a retracement, what are they telling you? They're not saying that we're going to see 6,000 or 7,000. They're saying we're going to see 8,800, 8,700, 8,400. And when I see that in the market, when I see other analysts predicting we're going to see a very small retracement, I'm like, screw that. Regardless, if that's the case, let's say we're all right, right? The bad analysts and the good analysts, we're all right. Well, regardless, if you have a position in Bitcoin and it goes down $200 or $300, no big deal. So regardless of the fact if it goes down or up, we're still in a great market. It's a positive market. Do you guys agree with me or not? Yes or no? Say yay in the chat if you agree with that. Like, all these analysts are saying, oh, we might retrace to 8,700. Okay, let's say we do. Who cares? Unless you're shorting with 100x leverage, at the end of the day, if you're a long-term holder, the market sentiment in general is bullish. So in my opinion, your mindset should be, let me see if I can get Bitcoin under 10,000 before it's over 10,000 and won't go under 10,000 ever again, right? Jesus Castro says, yay. Reisa says, yay, 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 yay. VJ says, yay. Boris says, yeah. Dallas says, woohoo. Emmett says, yeah. Brett says, yeah. Brazil Crypto says, yay. David Hubner says, yes. Francisco Aguilar. Man, I took Spanish classes when I was little, so I learned how to roll my R's very early on in my life. Gonzalo Robles, do you support Lisk? I like Lisk. It's not a bad project. Alex says, BitConnect. All right, so by the way, we're going to have this new mic soon. I actually had a sound engineer come over and set this up. So we're going to have this set up soon. I have this huge, like, it's called a Pro Channel 2 Tune Preamp Crypto Compressor. It doesn't say crypto. It's actually an opto compressor. All this, like, equipment just for the audio, just so I can give you guys better audio. But that'll be set up soon. Martin says, someone's getting off track on LTCTA. Okay, fine, Marcus, whatever. Let's do this LTCTA. So first thing I want to do here is pull up a different chart because this one is lacking data. And I also want to do a USD chart because USD charts for LTC is, I think it's gained enough reputation to do a USD chart. So let's do a Fibonacci retracement first and foremost to take a look at these levels. I'm going to go all the way to the top of this wicks down to this low that we saw, one of our recent lows here. And when you're doing Fibonacci retracement, sometimes you want to force correlation. Sometimes you want to make yourself find correlations in the Fibonacci retracement count. So what I'll actually do, let me actually reset this. I'm actually going to go into the 4-hour because I don't want to do a one-day analysis right now, but we'll do the 4-hour chart down from this high down to this low. So if we were to look at this Fibonacci retracement right now, you can see how we found some resistance right along that next level at the 0.38. And if we were to actually zoom into this, you can see in regards to this ascending support line that's forming here, very bullish in that regard. But at the end of the day, what we want to watch here is some of these other indicators, especially this moving average. So if we were to pull up this moving average, you can see we're starting to converge here with all three of these moving averages. And at this point, we're still under that 200-day moving average. So in my opinion, a lot like Bitcoin, being under the 200-day moving average is probably a really good area to get a position in Litecoin. Also knowing that we've already seen levels above the 200-day moving average, but then seeing that retrace right back under, that to me shows that we're trying to find some accumulation up here. And then if you also pull up this RSI, a lot like Bitcoin, we're finding some very strong support right along 52. So I think that the analysis for Bitcoin and Litecoin are very similar at this point, and I think both of them are very good buys. If anything, I think the best thing you can do if you were to choose between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin, it would be diversifying the majority of your allocations for your short-term swing trade with Bitcoin and Litecoin, and then maybe putting a little bit of allocations in Ethereum and Ripple if you really want to. But I think the most bullish setups right now is Bitcoin and Litecoin, knowing that they're following the same pattern. We're on the 52, we're finding support, and we're still under the 200-day moving average. So that would be my guess here. And knowing that the 0.38 is not that hard of a level to cross, in my opinion, if we can cross right over that, that would be ideal in this situation. You can see at first we formed this cup and handle, and then we broke out. But then with the full market retracement, we ended up seeing that retracement back down. But that's typically a strong sign that we at least have a very strong support level at this point right along that $150 mark. So I don't see us going back any further. I think that Litecoin and Bitcoin are the two most bullish setups at this point. Hassan Shahid says BNB. Why don't we do BNB? So we've been talking about BNB for quite a while now, and I told you all just to hold BNB, right? We're seeing another little rally here today. In my opinion, my BNB holdings is not going to be sold for a very long time. Knowing that the RSI is still in this neutral zone, knowing that we found support right along that 39.40. If you don't know, 40 is that very famous level on RSI, because if we go below 40, that means we are completely oversold, but we're finding support, which is very bullish. We double bottomed out at that level. In my opinion, the most bullish setup at this point is for this BNB price to see all-time highs soon. And the reason I say that is we're already riding and finding accumulation along these higher highs. And knowing BNB as an intrinsically valuable coin, they just added their implementation of their dusting methods where you can actually dust all of your coins. You know, those little balances that get really annoying. Now you can dust them. And not only that, knowing the use case with BNB, in my opinion, over the next couple of months, it's going to see more and more use case, and it's going to increase the value quite exponentially. And then you can also see here with the 50-day moving average, we are still under that, about to go ahead and go over that. I actually would want to pull up one more indicator here. I'm going to pull up the EMA. This is the exponential moving average, and this is actually a really good one to look at if you're trying to see, or the moving average exponential. But this one really will indicate whether or not we're going to see a bullish setup. Yep, right there. So you can see with this EMA, I'm going to go ahead and make this bolder. Check that out. That's a huge sign of a bullish setup very soon. If you actually pull this here, we'll actually bold this for you, and you can see how we just jumped on top of that EMA. So that is a very bullish setup. We were under the EMA and we just jumped on top of it. So in my opinion, we're going to see a lot of further highs here for BNB. I am holding my BNB. If you have BNB, I would be holding as well. I think this right here is going to see an exuberant run up soon. I think this is going to see all-time highs, and I'm very confident with BNB. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what, if you're going to ask me what coins I've been looking at recently, by the way, we added a new feature for all of our Sapphires and above. We're posting weekly coin reports of long-term holds. I'm actually going in and actually doing analysis for all of these coins. Like we just did Zilliqa and Icon. Those are two long-term holds that I have in my portfolio. Another long-term hold is BNB and the KuCoin shares. I just made a pretty large investment in the KuCoin shares, just knowing that the KuCoin shares, in my opinion, KuCoin, see, you always have to have an Apple and a Microsoft. You have to have a competitor. I think KuCoin is going to be Binance's competitor, and it has just as much intrinsic value as the BNB coin. And in my opinion, it hasn't seen the run up that it's supposed to see just yet. So if you're going to ask me what's another coin that I'm extremely bullish on, I would say the KuCoin shares. So I'll actually show you exactly how this chart looks as well. We haven't seen much exuberance since that December rally with the KuCoin shares. So you can see how we've seen this huge retracement, a little bit of an overall ascending support line. And in my opinion, sooner or later, we're going to see a huge amount of exuberance here, just like we saw with Zilliqa, just like we saw with the BNB coin at one point, and what we saw earlier, if you see with KuCoin, the potential of it up to $19, right? Right now we're sitting at right around $4.25. So this is another coin that I am watching right now, knowing that it's very similar to the Binance coin in use case and intrinsic value. So Cryptology says, at Sniper Suits, do you think Consensus Week will give us a bit of a boost? You know, I'm going to be really honest with you. Consensus is going to be the time in which you may want to be a little bit more cautious in the altcoin market. I think, in my opinion, Consensus is not necessarily going to affect the market as much as it already has. I think people already realized the effect that Consensus was going to have to the market back around early March into April. So I think at this point, it's not necessarily going to have much of an effect, but I think we should watch Consensus very diligently and just kind of see what the overall atmosphere and sentiment is at that conference, because that conference is really where large announcements are made and things of that nature. So it's important to at least be in the know. And it's just like what I did recently this last weekend of going to the blockchain summit out in Dubai. I learned so much about the current market sentiment from market leaders, and that's super important in this sphere. So Francisco Aguilar says EOS. He's been a long time follower. We'll do EOS BTC. And after this, we will end the live stream unless we hit 300 likes. Then we'll take 2 more requests. So it's going to be a give and a get at this point, because I do have a lot of work to do today. What are we at right now? 103 likes. All right, so if we hit 300 likes, we'll do another 2 requests. But let's do EOS. So I've got a position in EOS. I don't plan to sell it. I know we've seen exuberance already, but understand EOS is Ethereum's competitor. So more so than just looking at the technical analysis, you can see we've got a bull flag forming here. We're seeing a little bit more of an upward trend. We're seeing it above the EMA, back above the EMA, very bullish setup. I think that, in my opinion, we're going to stay above these really high RSI levels for quite a while. You can see where we've pretty much bounced above 56 for quite a while now. Now we're seeing a little bit of a positive divergence occurring here with this RSI going a little bit higher. So I think we're going to see further highs with EOS. If you want to get a position in right now, I wouldn't hesitate. It's a great project long term. I think the most important thing to watch with EOS, though, is understanding the fundamental side of it in comparison to Ethereum. So if you don't understand what EOS is, it's a direct competitor to Ethereum, right? They have 21 centralized nodes, which makes the platform extremely fast in comparison to Ethereum. And in that regard, you have a lot of these ICOs starting to transition away from Ethereum onto the EOS platform because they need and require that speed. So in that regard, knowing that Ethereum is at a $75 billion market cap and EOS is still under 20 billion, I think it has a long way to go, and possibly even hitting that $50 billion mark. Seeing it at number 3, I wouldn't be surprised to see EOS at number 3 over the next couple of months. And I don't know who would agree with me on that, but I believe that is going to be the scenario here. So do you guys agree with me or not? Say yay or nay on the chat if you agree. Boris Jefferson says we need 300 likes, otherwise he will leave. I have a lot of work to do. I mean, if you guys really want to do another analysis, let's hit 300 likes. We're at 158. But I really got a lot of stuff to do. Somebody says agreed. Pranjal Pandi says nah. Well, why don't you go sell your holdings, bro? Danny says nah. Go sell your holdings too. Hastings Lewis, go sell your holdings, bro. Go sell. Go sell out, bro. Sell out, man. Everybody else said yes. I'm with everybody else. Vincent says, just leave but come back tomorrow. Yes, we will. Boris says, smash the likes. Force him to stay. Nelson says, Encash. Riza says, 18K down. So that's my opinion with EOS. I think that we're going to see some further highs. I think that looking at the market cap in a fundamental sense, it's a great project. It's backed by a great leader. And in that regard, it's going to see a lot of growth over the next couple of months. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. Let's see if there's any other questions here. Somebody says, can you please explain stop losses? That's a very simple Google search. That's not something that I would necessarily have to go through, but stop losses are very easy to use. There's a stop and a limit. Let's see here. Somebody says, TRX, please. SXC Fitness NY says Naeem bull run after consensus. Very, very possible. Master says Doug Polk bet tone. BTC won't reach 6K again. No, I think we've already hit bottom. Ali, well, this is interesting. Ali Mumbashir Bukhari says, got EOS at 50 cents and worried what happens after 5th of June. Won't be able to sell then. Should I sell now? Many say EOS can't be traded after the 5th of June. No, it's not that it can't be traded. It's going onto their own blockchain. So that means they're transitioning from Ethereum to the EOS platform. It's the same thing that the Binance coin is doing. It's the same thing that a lot of these coins are doing, like Tron, right? When their mainnet launches. So no, it's not that you can't trade it. It's just that it's switching platforms, right? Sammy says, if you don't want Naeem to leave, then slap that dislike button. No, don't slap the dislike button. Zemla says, normalize the audio, man. Going from super quiet to insanely loud. Yes, I'm going to have the audio fixed soon. We have this new setup. We got a sound engineer to come and help out with that. Dave Hubner says, a live stream on long-term holds would be awesome one day, please. I'll tell you a couple long-term holds I have right now. Another one, I have it on my whiteboard, Counterparty. If you're not on Counterparty right now, you better get on Counterparty. Here, I'm going to show you something really cool, actually. So we actually have our Discord platform now up and running with our analysts, and I'm training our analysts on a daily basis to be just as good, if not better than me. Not that I'm great or anything, but I've had some experience in this market, and they also have a lot of experience. I wouldn't have hired them, but at the same time, I want them to become better and better at analyzing the cryptocurrency market. And we actually posted, one of our analysts posted this today, and I want to play this for you guys because this is going to be the next big play, in my opinion, for the Sniper Suit community. Just like we played Zilliqa from 4 cents all the way up to where it's at now, I want you all to listen to this right here that we posted. If you don't know where you can find this, by the way, this is for all of our gold and above Patreons. If you're a Patreon, we transitioned onto the Discord platform, so now we post daily trade signals, market health updates, and this is actually where we post our long-term projects. So we're posting coin reports now. I'll show you an example of one since nobody's ever seen our coin reports, but we're going to be looking at long-term projects and posting actual information for you guys to understand why these projects are long-term, what we believe the project potential is. And I think it's important to know this, right? Like a lot of people, they invest in Zilliqa, but do you know what Zilliqa really is? Do you know what Icon really is? So that's going to be for our Sapphires and above, since that takes a lot of effort. We have premium education for all of our Rubies and above. And then check this out. So this was for our Golds and above. This was one of our long-term picks. And I want you to listen to this because it's actually a really good audio. So shout out to our technical analyst.
Counterparty Bitcoin on the weekly time frame for Bittrex. We have a great risk-reward opportunity on the weekly. As you can see, institutional levels are met here, demand levels at the 150,000 range. We're seeing consistently when we reach these zones that we're seeing a complete rise, potentially double and triple short-term, long-term investment. Right now I'm looking at areas in the 165,000 range. As we speak, just prior to clicking the button to record this, we are at 180,000, and likely that is happening due to the risk to reward factor here, right? So we're looking at the weekly time frame where we can buy down here and we can sell right here. And if you look to the left, just about every single swing from the low competes at this level, and as you see, majority of the times we surpass that, right? So we're looking at very good levels to buy in at. This is a long-term trade. We are on the weekly time frame. If you can count the candles, you can count the weeks. About how long we're looking for this to come into play. We're talking about this just being on Bittrex and Polynex right now, so there is a potential
Sounds like he's about to rap. He's like, if you can count the candles, you can count the week, because I'm gonna call you weak because you're the tweak. I'm just kidding. All right, let's keep going. Sorry.
For this to go on Binance, and then when that happens, I expect a complete surge in price, as we know what happens when it comes on to Binance. So it is very good always to get into certain coins before they're listed on the major exchanges. I consider Bittrex and Polynex to be major, but once it goes to Binance, it's pretty much game over. As you can see, just with some of the coins that came out recently, you got Bytecoin, that type of thing. I wouldn't say that's as probable as that. This scenario, if you've looked into Counterparty, that is something we're going to be doing, is releasing a coin Bitcoin report here shortly. Furthermore, though, on Bittrex and Polynex, this is a no-brainer trade to me, especially to hold. I would invest, slightly to this. I mean, there's really low risk on this trade. But at the same time, if you're an investor and you're looking to do long-term, allocate your portfolio, and make sure you spread out. Of course, you don't want to put.
I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but for those of you that are on our Discord community platform, we just released our version 1.0 of our Discord, and it's been such a journey. It took about 6 months to really plan this all out, but it is awesome. We've got this awesome trading chat here. If you're at Emerald or above, you can ask any question or request any chart 24/7 and get an answer from one of our analysts, and that's in the VIP chat. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys there, but I think this was a pretty cool live stream. We went over a lot of awesome information. I talked about some more long-term holds, and I think that was great. Did you guys enjoy it? Matt Fisklin says, teach them what you know, but never everything you know. I like that. But I love giving all the information, right? You might as well. Hastings says, great job, Naeem. Thank you, brother. Digital Head says, damn, I'm late. We'll tune in tomorrow. We will be back live, daily live streams. We're back from our conference, and we're going to make this baby happen. Hastings says, I loved it. Awesome. Just wait. We're going to have so much more. It's not even funny how much content and stuff we're going to start posting on the YouTube channel, but most importantly, our Discord community, because we really want to make that something special. So thank you, Dago Lemon. It says, excellent video, very smooth stream. Thank you. If you guys enjoyed it, like it. It really helps, especially with the haters that are out there. Somebody mentioned on our last video that I was logged into our Diamond account, but I only did that because I needed to show all the features. So screw those rumors. Somebody says, credits to the moon. Yeah, credits is killing it. We talked about credits earlier. I think it was at, what, 60 cents when we talked about it? What is it at now? 82 cents. Look at that. The snipers are sniping trades on a daily basis. Snipers out.